My loves, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls 3. Welcome back to Lothric, the very end of Lothric. We've just defeated Vort of the Boreal Valley. Big, icy, mutated, demonic knight. There's actually like a weird sort of running narrative with the Knights of Irithyll, of the Irithyll Valley. They're all sort of similarly distorted and transformed, but they're the agents of what is essentially the antagonist in this game, a guy called Pontiff Sullivan, he has the most interesting history of practically any Dark Souls character ever, but you have to... Oh, look at that. That is pretty much everywhere we're going to go. You can see almost everything from here. All those areas we are going to go at some point in this game. It's so... I love that. Down there, oh, that's Faron Woods with the 3 towers. That is the Cathedral of the Deep. And in the distance... what have we got there? Irithyll! Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. Amazing stuff. Yeah, Sullivan is basically the antagonist of this game, or as close to what this game comes to an antagonist. You have to infer every element of his story. It's all implied. All of it is implied. As are most of the mythological elements of Dark Souls games. Oh, hello! Well, aren't you attractive? These are throwbacks to Dark Souls 1. These were the creatures, the demons that carried you to Anor Londo, the city of the gods, in Dark Souls 1. They seem to be agents of fate in some peculiar way. They, in this game, they're not hostile to us because we're not the chosen undead. You know, we are nothing essentially. Here we are. This is the Undead Settlement. This is like... it's the remains of the settlements that once clamoured around the base of Lothric. And it's literally become a village of the undead. Which is kind of cool, really. I like that as a concept. It's something I love about the Dark Souls games, the fact that there are settlements of undead creatures. There are undead creatures that have formed little pseudo-civilizations and cults and churches and all sorts of things. The plague of undeath has swept through the entire land, and now there is nothing but the undead. So of course they would form little settlements and cults and churches and congregations. That's exactly what's happened here. Nice little set piece here. These are... the implication is that these are newly risen undead. And the dogs, the undead dogs, are kind of unleashed to deal with them. Because there are just too many. The undead settlement is overflowing with the undead, with corpses. And they just can't afford for there to be any more in there. These are just like the dregs. The least of the undead. So they unleash the dogs to deal with them, which is pretty unpleasant, really. Open the gates here so we can wander through. These guys are nothing. They're not even threatening. They do shriek beautifully, though. Oh, another dog. I swear to God, the dogs are some of the hardest enemies in this game. They've got such a weird moveset. They move very much like the dogs in Bloodborne, of course. They have that weird sort of skittery movement where they can actually arc out of your hit range as you're striking, so you've got to be really careful with them. There's a couple behind these carts, I do believe. Ooh, feasting on corpses. Nice. I mean, would that count as cannibalism, considering that they are corpses themselves? An alluring skull, yes, very nice. Look at this, all of these ashen penitents that we saw in the intro cinematic, all making their way towards Lothric. Oh, but one of them...
grant me death, undo my shackles.
One of them has not gained the death that he sought. Hello!
Oh.
I like this guy.
Then it's true. A champion of Ash as I live and breathe.
You don't, mate. Nobody does.
To be in your presence is a great honor. I am Yol of Londo, a pilgrim, as you can see, only somehow I failed to die as was ordained. Well, perhaps my calling lies elsewhere.
Maybe it does, Yol.
Say, champion of Ash, how does the idea of taking me into your service strike you?
You're a bit creepy,
I was
Yol, but I
once a
like you.
sorcerer. Surely I can be of use.
Alright, why not?
I am honored, truly. I should be dead, yet you have granted me purpose anew.
Oh, I like Yol.
I, Yol of Londo, do solemnly swear myself to you.
Oh, well, that's lovely, Yol. That's lovely. Thank you. He'll go back to the Firelink Shrine now. All the others of his order are dead. They all came seeking the great lords of Lothric and were denied and died as a result. Yol there is one of the many characters who's totally on the level. He's a decent guy. Yol is a good guy. As are most of the characters you meet and interact with in this game, to be perfectly honest. You can cultivate conflicts with a lot of them, but you've got to do it in a very specific way. Yol there, he allows you to activate a very peculiar story arc, which is why I've taken him into my service, because I quite like him. God, look at this place. The desolation of Dark Souls 3 is much advanced from Dark Souls 2. I mean, it's there in Dark Souls 2. Drangleic is a dead kingdom, but here in Dark Souls 3, Lothric feels like the very end of these kingdoms. It's where the cycles end. It's where the engine, whatever weird engine of metaphysics Gwyn set in motion when he kindled the flame in the mythology of the first game, this is where it's running down. Lothric is kind of the last kingdom of all the many hundreds of thousands that have been before. Lothric is the last. It's the last undead curse. It's why the lords that were supposed to continue the cycle didn't. They basically, the 5 lords that we're supposed to hunt and bring to task, they basically said, you know what, this is our allotted destiny, but screw it. No, we won't. We refuse. We're going to follow our own paths. And it was actually, it's revealed that it's Sullivan, Pontiff Sullivan, that kind of cultivated that. He's the reason they did it. Sullivan is from another reality. He's actually a refugee from one of the Painted Worlds. In Dark Souls 1, in the DLC, you had the notion established that there are certain paintings in the Dark Souls universe that are actually gateways to other worlds. There's a certain peculiar magic in the Dark Souls universe that allows certain paintings to become not just gateways to other worlds, but they are other worlds themselves. They are other worlds contained within the paintings. And Sullivan is actually a refugee from a painting called the World of Ariandel, which we will be traversing at some point. It's a world of ice and snow, just like the Painted World from Dark Souls 1. It sort of echoes it in certain ways. And he escaped. He used his sorceries to escape and come into this world. And he's found, rather than finding freedom, he's found just another dying world, just like Ariandel itself. So he set about destroying and corrupting the metaphysics of this world. It's really kind of cool. Sullivan's not a bad guy. Not really. There are no bad guys, really, in this game. I wouldn't say. There are just varying degrees of survivalist malevolence, really. Sullivan's no more a bad guy than we are. I mean, we're going through massacring great hordes of people and destroying gods and undoing entire civilizations, you know, for our own agendas. So Sullivan's no more a bad guy than we are in this metaphysics. Oh, fuck. Well, that went really well. I was trying to blow up the barrels there, but it didn't quite work out. It might help if I could aim properly, wouldn't it, eh? Ah, I suck at this. There we go. Boom! If we look over to the right there, there's a rather large creature, which is an evangelist from the Cathedral of the Deep. And the Deep is another one of the many cults and temples that's been established in Lothric, and is their evangelists are spreading out across the various realms and kingdoms and drawing the undead into the worship of the Deep. You never quite figure out what the Deep is, but it seems to be some sort of sea of metaphysics that's potentially akin to the ocean we found in Bloodborne, the one from which the kin derived from, and to which all things return. There is a sort of avatar of the Deep in this world, Uldrich, who is one of the five great lords that we're supposed to kill and take their souls so that we can rekindle the flame. But Uldrich used to be a man, but he was actually a priest. He was a priest of the Deep, and he turned to a highly ritualized form of cannibalism, eating not only the flesh of men and women and anything that came across his path, but also their souls. And eventually started to devour metaphysical entities as well. He started to devour demons and spirits and whatever he came across, and eventually became a divine entity himself. And when we meet him, he's in the midst of devouring many of the old gods of this reality. It's really fascinating. Uldrich is a man that became a god in the same way that many of the hunters and scholars from Bloodborne become gods through their own perverse means. It's really fascinating. I love that stuff. I love it to bits. Uldrich is also one of the hardest bosses in this game. One of my favourites. It's an amazing creature. Beautiful, beautiful thing. But it's also very, very, very difficult. You'll see when we get to it. I've never beaten it without help. Never in my life have I beaten it without help. The thing with Uldrich, it's mightier than some of the gods, and it's already in this cycle. Some of the old gods were reborn from the very first cycle. So Gwyn wasn't reborn, but some of Gwyn's children were. And Uldrich is in the midst of devouring some of them when you find him. It's very grim, very dark and unpleasant. These are the same thieves that Greyrat is derived from. They're sort of the same cult as Greyrat, or the same family if you like, and there are loads of them here. In fact, these guys are recurrent enemies throughout the game. You find these skittery little thieves everywhere. And they're quite tough, actually. And none of them are as friendly as Greyrat, that's for damn sure. They've outdone themselves with the environments in this game, I've got to say. I love the environments in Dark Souls 1 and 2 as well, but 3 captures something so incredibly essential to the mythos. I can't put my finger on it. It's just that it's an X factor that I just adore. The environments are so beautiful and so well integrated. I just adore them. Oh, look at this. This is grim. All the corpses like crammed into cages and hanging up. Of course some of these are alive. Of course they are. Ugh, look at them. Look at them. Like, yeah, it's grim. It's unpleasant. Ugh. There's a spidery aspect to them that kind of sets my teeth on edge. It's not nice. Not nice at all. Oh, hello. I wonder what was in that corpse. I'll go and have a look in a moment, but I'm going to fall down here first, because there's stuff that I need. That's an Estus soup, I do believe. Estus soup is... you'll find it knocking about. It basically increases your health a little bit, which is kind of cool. It's a nice way of replenishing your health if, for example, you've run out of Estus like I have. Okie dokie. What was in that corpse that we knocked down? Oh, a large soul of a deserted warrior. That's alright. Oh yes, there's a lot of them down here. You can sort of see the ones that are actually active because they're slightly discoloured from the ones that are just ambient. Hello. Well, aren't you a big dude? You've got the red eye going on as well, so we've got to be careful with you. The red-eyed ones are completely hollow. They're mad, essentially. This axe is lovely. I love the dark damage that it does. That's very cool. Gotcha. I mean, we've only got very basic pyromancies at the moment, but we will discover pyromantic tomes throughout. There's also a character around here somewhere. There's actually a pyromancer in one of these gibbets, and we can save him, and he will help us then. He will actually teach us pyromancers, and also increase the strength of our pyromancy, which is all to the good, is it not? Look at this. We're also going to find those evangelists of the Cathedral of the Deep everywhere. They're spread out from the cathedral, and they are slowly incorporating the undead into their cult, which is the cult of Aldrich. Aldrich is like the arch saint of the deep. It also seems to relate somehow to the Abyss, which is a concept that occurred in the original mythology, in the original game. The Abyss is like, it's the opposite to Gwyn's flame. It's the darkness that arises when the flame starts to die. And at the end of... in Dark Souls 1 it's set up as a sort of dynamic of opposites. But of course you find out in Dark Souls 2 that that's not true. It's actually... they are complementary to one another. They're actually both parts of the same cycle. You can't have one without the other. It's also the case, it's very obliquely implied in Dark Souls 1, certainly in the DLC, that the Abyss has something to do with the secret soul of humanity. We find out something about the metaphysics of the Dark Sign, which Gwyn imposed upon humanity and thereby cultivated the undead curse. We find something out about that Dark Sign in this game that basically it breaks the metaphysics. Everything you assume about Gwyn, about what Gwyn set up with the flame, with the Dark Sign, it's actually not true. There's something very, very unpleasant about it, which we will find in the Ringed City DLC, which is definitely the hardest part of this game, but also one of the best bits. Now, how do we... oh, there's a crystal lizard down there. I need to get down there. I love the vocalizations of the evangelists. They're really cool. I'll go do that in a tick. Hang on. I need to deal with this evangelist. They keep casting Gnaw at me, which is a spell. We can learn it too. I don't think it's a pyromantic spell. I think it's a sorcerer's spell. Or is it? It may be a priestly spell, actually. Look at that. I love them. They're so cool. Beautifully designed, and they are very, very tough as well. Look at that. The arc of that. They've also got very powerful magics as well, so we've got to be quite careful of these guys. And these are just the lower evangelists as well. When we get to the Cathedral of the Deep, there'll be much tougher ones. And, oh, can I get you in the back again? That would be grand. I wonder. Nope. Oh well. I'll just get you the normal way. Brilliant. Titanite shard. Okie dokes. Yeah, they're everywhere. They're actually... I do believe... they're not only servants of Aldrich, they're also servants of Sullivan. Sullivan and Aldrich have entered into a kind of like an unholy pact. What... oh, shit. Oh, I'm being invaded by a mad spirit. This isn't a player. This is a computer-controlled phantom. It's a purple phantom as well, so it's mad. Mad phantoms are really interesting. They can either aid you or they can inhibit you. They can attack you. So this guy is probably going to be tough, but killing them is well worthwhile. They often drop unique items, sets of armor, key items, sometimes even spells. They are well worth killing. Oh, he's got some miracles. That's a healing miracle. We're going to have to be careful of him then. Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh, he got me. Oh! Oh, my goodness. And he's also got Estus as well. However, his healing magic also heals us, which is rather cool, isn't it? Oh, crystal lizard. You're not going anywhere, matey-o. Gotcha. Sharp gem. I don't know what that does. It's an upgrade item for a weapon, I know that. Okay, where are you, you little shit? I suppose I should really activate the bonfire, shouldn't I? Oh, there you are. He's hanging around. Oh, he'll be fully healed now. That orb that he's cast will heal him while he's near it, see? So there's not much point in attacking him while he's near it. It will heal us as well, though. Oh, missed. Has he got caught on the fence? That would be most useful if he has. He's quite tough, this one. Gotcha! However, our pyromancers are doing well for us. He's one of the easier phantoms, this one, to be perfectly honest. Oh, he healed himself, you utter swine. They're good fights, these are. I've got to say, they're well programmed. You know, they feel they're not quite as good as human players, but they're near it. They're as near as damn it. All right, you swine. I'm gonna have to be careful of him as well. He's got a great weapon. It's a flamberger of some description. So, oh, swine. Fortunately, we can use it too. So, he's kind of shot himself in the foot there. Because we're going to get healed by going near it too. See, look, it's healing us. Uh-oh, and now we're getting attacked by two things. That's not good. That is not good at all. Hang on, let me... I'm going to have to take this into a another area, because I can't fight them both. Fighting them both would be madness. God, this is becoming a war of attrition, this one. Oh, we're getting there. Okay, right. Let's take you down. Double-handing this one a little bit. God, he's got some Estus on him, this guy. I tried to prevent him from casting that healing orb, because if he does, it's very difficult to get him away from it. What's he doing? Oh, here he goes. What is that? He's got quite a few blessings, this guy. Which he uses to enhance himself, so we've got to be quite... Ah, I think we've got him. Have we got him? Yeah! Wonderful. Vertebrae shackle. I think that is... I think that's for one of the covenants that we're going to find. Which is actually in this area. These guys are fun. Because they've got those boards across their backs, you can't do the backstabs on them. Oof. They look vicious, don't they? They look really vicious. But actually, once you've learnt their attack patterns, they're not so bad. With those saws, they inflict bleed damage, so you've got to be quite careful with that. But they're not as tough as they look. They're designed to make you panic more than anything. Now, not only is there the bonfire here, there's also a bridge which leads to, I think, an area that's sealed at the moment. There's a sewer area here, which I do believe is sealed right now. Oh, look, someone dressed in the classic knight regalia of a Dark Souls game. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't open from this side. Okie dokie. Right, there's only one way we can go then, really, which is kind of it's an interesting gauntlet. Have you seen, knocking about, has been wandering through the Undead Settlement, these large spears in the ground? Like here, look, can you see them? There's some near these gravestones, there's some in the building over there. They are from... There's a tower in the distance, and on top of the tower is a giant. Like one of the giants from Dark Souls 2. And what he does, for his own oblique reasons, is he fires these gigantic arrows at any undead that come near this particular area, including us at the moment. But we can use him to defeat this horde of enemies. There he goes. He's over to our right. He's stood on top of a big tower to our right. It's not worth trying to pick up all of these yet. We'll come back to this area after we've gone to speak to him. if we can get to him, then we can go up the tower and we can talk to him and he can become our friend. And it's well worth doing, believe me, because he has, from the top of his tower, he has a view of not only this area, but several other areas as well, and he will help us out when enemies attack us. But we've got to get to him first and make peace with him. Oh, well, nice shot, sir. Give yourself a goldfish. Oh! Ooh, that was a little bit near the knuckle for me. What? But we've got to get through here. Aha! Now, there is a scythe in here, and the scythe is actually one of my favourite weapons. I did use the scythe quite a lot in my original playthrough. I'll get it, but I'm not going to use it in this playthrough because I used it too much last time. What? Need to get those jumping mechanics sorted, I really do. Okay. So, let him stop firing before I do this, because he's going to kill us otherwise. There's a boss up here as well, but I'm not going to tackle it just yet. The Great Scythe. Really good if you upgrade it. I mean, a really good great weapon. One of my favourites, actually. But I'm going to abstain from using it this time round. This is kind of the heart of the Undead Settlement. Look at the flowers growing. There is, if you look through there, there's this gigantic open area and the remains of an old cathedral, which was clearly once the heart of the town. The boss is through there, but I'm not going to fight it yet. I would need to open up the rest of the level first and just do a few bits and pieces, a few secrets, and one thing I definitely want to do is go and get the pyromancer first. Oh, doggo! Aha! Bad dog. Oh, getting loads of embers. That's good. We're going to need them. That's for damn sure. Oh, there's another evangelist over there. Stay away from her if we can. Just your common or garden undead, just hanging around, lamenting the fact that they still exist. Sort of the sad things about this world, about the metaphysics of Dark Souls, nothing stays dead. And it's, it's a thief! Aha! It means that everything is reborn to states of suffering. It's kind of cruel. Okay, right, let's deal with these guys first, and then I'll go up and get the pyromancer. There's a shortcut to open round here. I love the way it looks as though this village suffered some sort of cataclysm. As though this world is racked with them. Because of what the lords did, because they didn't sacrifice themselves and continue the cycle as they were supposed to. At long last, it's all ending. And that sense of the moribund is all the way through Dark Souls 3. God, we need to enhance our pyromancers, we really do. Ugh. That's a pretty disturbing spell she's got there. She hasn't tried to embrace us yet. They've got this spell where they set themselves on fire and then embrace you, and it's pretty much lethal. If they manage to catch you in it, you die. Oh, this is it. She's doing it now. She's doing it now. Oh, nope, you missed. But yes, we will be meeting their arch saint before very long. Okay. Right, let's do this first. Let's open the shortcut. Now, we've got to be careful down here. There are giant rats. Very much like the giant rats from Bloodborne. I think these ones are a little smaller than the ones from Bloodborne. These ones, anyway. There are some very big ones indeed. Don't seem quite as diseased as the ones from Bloodborne either. But then again, that makes sense. I mean, Bloodborne is all about disease, isn't it? Okay, what have we got here? Oh, the cestus! You want to try some pugilism? Not advisable. Oh, yes, there's something in the mist. What do you think it is? It's a really big rat! Not as threatening as it looks. Designed to make you panic, like a lot of the enemies in this game. Not as tough as it looks. But we get the blood bite ring from it. That's kind of cool. I think the blood bite ring diminishes bleed damage. Yeah. Increases bleed resistance. Oh, may as well put it on. I mean, we've not got anything better at the moment, so why not? And that's Loretta's ring, I do believe. The one that we're supposed to give to Grey Rat, which we will. Because Grey Rat is a nice guy. A self-described thief, but we like him. Okay, I think we've got everything down here. Let's open the shortcut. Yay! God, we've got a lot of souls. Should really deal with them. I don't like wandering... It's like wandering around with cash on you in a dodgy neighbourhood, you know? I really should go and spend those souls. Oh, there's a another player knocking about there. Don't know why. Let's go back to Firelink, shall we? There's probably some plot stuff to do at Firelink. There often is. You've got to keep checking back to Firelink. Of all the Soulsborne games, I would say Dark Souls 3 is the one that has the most intricate and elaborate character arcs, and you can derail them so easily. If you move on from a particular area before you've done what you're supposed to do, then it derails them completely and you end up screwing up entire story arcs. It's quite cool, really. I like that. The fact that you've got there's a lot more sort of classical RPG elements in this one, which I kind of like. I'm going to put a little bit on, yeah, intelligence, because that's going to help our pyromancy, and a little bit on faith, because that is also going to help our pyromancy. Pyromancy, that's one of the many things where pyromancy differs from the sorcery. It relies upon both faith and intelligence, so you need a good balance of both. She is so one of the Sisters of Fate from the beginning of Dark Souls 2. She so is.
Just good. What needs
smithing today? Very good. What have we got? What can we do? Can we reinforce anything? No, not yet. Oh, we can do the scythe, but I'm not going to use the scythe, so that's kind of pointless. Anything else? I know the cestus, the fist, looks really pathetic compared to some of the other weapons, but I tell you what, if you can master that art of combat, it's really good.
Hand in one piece. Well, now it's time I do my part. Huh?
I love his voice. Now it's time. Oh.
Heavens. She was already dead.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you. I'm not surprised, though.
No, everything's dead in this world.
Almost a relief, really.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep the ring as, well, a little trinket of thanks, I suppose.
I really feel for Grey Rat. I like Grey Rat a lot.
Goodbye.
Oh, this place is a bore.
Oh.
What good is thievery if you've nowhere to go?
Oh, he's when he finds out Loretta is dead.
Oh, hand in one piece.
Hello. It kind of destroys him. It's really sad. And he becomes almost quixotic. He becomes almost like suicidal. It's really sad. Hello, it's Yoel.
Oh, our champion of Ash. Welcome home.
This is a pretty dank corner you've eked out for yourself, Yoel.
With a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame.
Okay, now you're getting creepy.
And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service.
Leal? It's a term I've never come across before.
Shall we begin?
This is interesting.
Bearer of the dark sign, Let your true strength shine.
He's a servant of the dark, of the abyss, and he draws out your strength, which means that he gives you basically free upgrades to your attributes, but they come with a price.
I was once a sorcerer. Alas, the magic of Londor is a far cry from the wonders of Vinheim. But I can teach you what I know.
Yeah, he's got a few sorcerers.
More importantly, I believe that I can help tease out your true strength.
We're going...
Pilgrims of Londor are keenly aware that those branded by the dark sign possess something quite special.
Yeah. So he has basically branded us now with the dark sign. When you choose to draw out your strength like that, it brands you with the dark sign, which sets you down a very particular path, and you need to be very careful that you stay on it. Otherwise, it upsets a lot of the key characters. We're also going to meet another sorcerer at some point, a sorcerer of Vinheim, so a much more powerful sorcerer actually than Yol over there. Okay, so where do we need to go? Yeah, I think it's the dilapidated bridge again. There are some... we need to ascend the tower. We need to ascend the tower and talk to the giant. And also meet an old friend, like a really old friend. One of the things about Dark Souls 3 is that it rhymes with Dark Souls 1. You get this real impression that this is the end. It's like it's the wheel has gone full circle. And the rhythm of this story, even like the structure of the world, is subtly similar to that of the original game, but also with its own idiosyncrasies. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, on a technical level alone, this is my favourite of the games. Dark Souls 2 does some really weird and wacky and wonderful stuff with the technicals, but it's also problematic in a lot of ways. I love what Dark Souls 2 does with the game, but it's in terms of its invention, but it's not always that well implemented. Ah! Doggo! Bad doggo! Down! I could say play dead, I suppose, but I'm not. I'm above that. It's too easy. It's way too easy. Okay, you. That was an unusual vocalization we got there. What was that about? I need to go get the pyromancer. That's something we definitely need to do. However, getting the pyromancer does involve getting past this guy. Now, this one's slightly different from the other ones. This one's got a big pot full of hearts, I do believe, and organs and hideous things. And he tries to crush you with it. I can't get a backstab on him, but I may be able to get a good old to start things off. Gotcha. Slump down, that's right. Gotta be careful here, because there are undead on the balconies above, and they're gonna chuck Molotovs down at us. Oh, you bastard. Oh, he got us. Oh! Oh, you evil swine. Okay. Right, this is where we want to be. This is fine. This is the way to the pyromancer, actually. Oh, you swine! They work in such brilliant coordination, the enemies in this game. Every situation is like a little puzzle to work out. Titanite shard, that's going to be useful. I do believe the next bonfire is in here too. Yay! This game is very generous with its bonfires compared to Dark Souls 2. Which is no bad thing. That said, Dark Souls 2 does sort of balance out, because Dark Souls 2 has a lot more in the way of healing items. Your Estus flasks are not or even the primary healing items you use. You've got things like life gems and whatnot, which is an interesting. It was an interesting addition, that one. I liked that. I mean, I will have another go at Dark Souls 2 because I don't know whether I was entirely fair to it the first time round. I think playing it again and knowing it a little bit better will make it a much more pleasant experience. Okay. Here's my friend the Pyromancer, sitting around in his gibbet.
Aha, unkindled, are we?
How does everyone know that?
Welcome to my abode.
Oh, this is your abode, is it?
I am Cornix, an old pyromancer.
It seemed that old, man.
A crow in his cage, as you see. An encounter for the ages. I hear the unkindled make for fine vessels.
Apparently so.
You've been dabbling in pyromancies, it seems.
Dabbling, you know, here and there.
Then, care to learn some pyromancies from this old man?
Sure.
Most wise. A chance encounter should not be squandered.
Quite right.
To reiterate, I am Cornix of the Great Swamp.
Yes.
The pleasure is mine.
So you could have done that at any time, couldn't you, Cornix? He's gone back to the Firelink Shrine, by the way, and he will help us with our pyromancers, as promised. Bastard! That was a cheap shot, and no mistake. Ow! Well, that just hurt. Look at this with his pot. Alright, you. There we go. Where'd he go, anyway? Did he just fall off the edge? It's alright. We can use the bonfire now to get where we need to go. Cornix said he was from the Great Swamp. That's a reference to Dark Souls 1. The pyromancies derive from... they derive from the demons of this world, from the original Chaos Flame, which was one of the bosses from Dark Souls 1, the Witch of Izalith, or the Bed of Chaos, as she became. She is one of the great souls that basically created this world and its metaphysics, or rather this universe and its metaphysics. And she is the source of all pyromancies, but the pyromancers are human servants inhabited this great swamp in Dark Souls 1, which was just sort of set above the realm of the demons, Izalith. The Fire Clutch Ring, I think that grants you certain immunities. I think it grants you immunity to fire, or not immunity, but it enhances your immunity to fire, which is kind of cool. Now, we can't go this way yet. I don't think it opens from this side. No, we have to come from the other side. And it's a shame there is a covenant we need to get through there, which is, oh, the Caducees round shield. That's kind of cool. We're going to be doing a little bit more sword and boarding in this playthrough, because I've kind of gotten used to that play style. It's quite useful, actually. Ow! Good God. Okay. Ha-ha! I keep killing these guys, and there's absolutely no reason to. These guys do not harm you at all. This one, however, very much does. With his big hammer. It's an ember. Uh-oh. Right. You can, if you're quite tricksy, you can sort of coax the big guys with the pots to fall down here, which is very, very useful. Now, there is a corpse hanging around here that I need to shoot down. Where is it? Maybe it's not in this area. It may be located further along. Aha! I love the big hollow pits they've got instead of eyes. I think that's really cool. Smack. Yeah, it's further along. But yes, I'm going to have to shoot it down with either a crossbolt or a bow and arrow or something like that. It's going to be tricky either way because I've got no skill in that whatsoever. careful here. If I could just draw one... Oh, god damn it. Come on. Oh, he's chucked his pot now. Ah, we did it. He fell. Brilliant. He's still alive, but he just can't do anything now. Ow! Well, that was actually a very good... That was a palpable hit, was that, so well done. We can actually get that sword that he's got, you know, as a weapon. It's very good. It does, like, mega bleed damage, which is fantastic in this game. Well, against certain enemies, because there are some enemies that don't bleed, obviously. There's another one over here, just sat on the edge that we can knock off if we're canny about it. Come on, you. Just... Ooh, can you hear him breathing? Don't even know why he is, he's dead already, so... Down he goes! Yeah. That's another thing in Dark Souls 3, it really does expect you to use the environment to your advantage. It's built that way, you know? Right, there's an area with some doggos around here. I think it's behind this building. Yes, there they are. Just waiting for me. It's an alluring skull. I'll be the judge of that, thank you very much. Okay, I love this pyromancer getup. I'm going to be sorry when we have to change. Here we are. This is the base of the tower. There's another character here as well, who we do not want to antagonize because he's got a very big weapon. If you'll excuse the term. Right, we're not very good with the bow, but we can use it. That's the great thing with this game. If you haven't got the stats to use a weapon, it's not that you can't. You can still use it. You're just not very good with it. And I'm not very good with the bow, so hang on. Let's see if we can get this right. Now, it's very finicky the way bows work in this game. You've got to put the bow in one hand, the arrows in the other, and then... Oh, hang on. I need to put the arrows in the other hand, don't I? There we go. Okay, that should do it. Or should we put them in this hand? I think we should put them in this hand. Is that correct? I believe so. That's it. Okay. I think we're too far away. Yeah, we need to get closer. Hang on. Let's try this again. So there is a sort of sharpshooting element to this game. There we go. That will do for later. In fact, bows can be very powerful in this game. If you put a lot of effort into upgrading them, they can be very, very good in this game. Hello. Oh, look at that. There's Lothric up there. You're an interesting one. That weapon is deadly.
Another one of those unkindled, are you?
Apparently, people keep telling me so. So yes.
Faceless undead, behaving as if you deserve respect.
Hey, I don't want anything from you, mate.
No matter. Heed my words.
Except maybe your helmet, which I like.
If you've any sense, you'll go find a coffin to huddle up inside.
Sounds good to me.
You here, in this land of hollows. You're like a frail maiden on the front lines.
Excuse me.
If, like the others, you're fool enough to play the champion, then go on ahead.
Oh, I will.
Traipse right past the abandoned church. You'll face death. And it won't be pretty.
Well, I'm already dead.
Enough death to leave you broken. Time after time.
That's like a meta-commentary on the Dark Souls series, isn't it, really?
If, like the others, you're fool, then go.
Okay, fair enough. Right, we can't get through here yet, which is a shame because there's another character through there. Very interesting one as well. However, if we head up here towards the church, just like he said... We're going to meet an old friend here. This is an entrance and a half. That's right! It's the Onion Knight! It's Siegward! Or Sigmire as he was once known. This is He's not a descendant of Zigmire. He is this revolution's incarnation of him.
Oh. Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought.
So I saw.
I am Siegwart of Katarina.
Love him. Love him to bits.
To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle.
He's so fun and jolly.
Have you ever walked near a white birch only to be struck by a great arrow?
Yes, actually.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they come from this tower.
You're not mistaken, Siegward.
Whoever it is, I'm sure I can talk some sense into them. But I have to find a way up. And that's just the trouble. This lift only goes down, you see, and...
Oh, yes, I know.
Well, that doesn't get me anywhere.
How can you not love him?
This lift...
Yes, yes.
Warming up. Eventually... No. No.
His dialogue
To
is
use my
great.
head and think.
I don't know how in this land of undead curses and demons and horrific realities you get a character like Siegward who's just jollity made manifest and is indefatigable. I love him to bits. Okay, this is how you do it, Siegward. And we're definitely going to follow his story in this game, because actually he has a fantastic story arc in this game. Even better than he does in Dark Souls 1, actually. When he's Zigmire, of course. Now, here's our giant friend. There he is. Just like the ones from Dark Souls 2, right?
Who are you?
Make peace.
I help anytime.
Oh, that was easy. And he gave us a young white birch.
Anytime.
There we are. So now, when we approach areas that he can see and there are enemies there, instead of targeting us, he'll target them. There's the Cathedral of the Deep. That is one of the nastiest areas in this game. As you'd expect, it's like the heart of the dark metaphysics of this game. One of the darkest cults of this game. Right, now, we can leap off this lift, and there is an area that we need to do. There he is, oh, fuck. Well, shit. That went well, didn't it? We were on such a roll as well. Oh, well, I'll get back there. There we are. Took me a while, but I'm back. Now, I'm just going to go down first, because there's an enemy that I want to take out down here. Do you remember I was telling you about the Knights of Irithyll? That Vort of the Boreal Valley was one of. There's another one of them down here. It's not a boss, but there is one of the Boreal Knights down here, who is also mutated and twisted and transformed, just like Vort was, but in a different way. See? Now, before we fight it, we're going to open this door. And we're going to be a bit naughty, actually, because the knight can't come out of this door. So we're going to use that to our advantage. Oh, you! As you can see, it's a bit different from Vort, this one. It's much more spindly and lizard-like. They're all slightly different from one another, which is kind of cool. Some of them are bosses, some of them aren't. Oh, yes! Oh! You see that sword? That's what we want. When we kill him, we'll get that sword, and that is going to be one of my mainstays in this game. It's one of my favourite weapons. And this is how you deal with him. He's dead. Oh, he's not quite. Goodbye! There we go, and we get the Irithyll Straight Sword, which is one of my favourite weapons. I don't think we can wield it yet. I don't think we've got the stats, but that is fine. Let's have a look. No, not yet. We need more in the way of dexterity to use this, which is fine. We're going to be upping our dex quite considerably anyway, so that's fine. Right, let's make our way back up to Siegward, shall we, and try not to fall off the damn lift this time. There we go. Now, he gives you a sign, you see. He is actually here already. and he gives you a sign as to when you're supposed to leap, basically. Hey Siegfried, what you doing, man? What are you up to? Is there anything around here? Any items that I need to get or anything like that? Nope, don't think so. Righty-ho. Let's talk to Siegfried here.
Oh,
Oh.
don't disappear like that. You have me downright worried. Thanks to you, an epiphany has struck me square in the head. I've unraveled the riddle of this inscrutable lift.
He's joyous. He is absolutely
On some
joyous.
days I begin to doubt myself.
That's
I went up the tower, so I thought, then somehow ended up here.
that's a reference
Not
to his
exactly
original story
sure
arc.
what happened. Anyhow, do you see that? That
Mm-hmm.
humongous beast.
That's a demon.
I'm no coward and I've a steady hand, but that thing makes my skin crawl.
A child of Ezalith.
How now? Think twice before you go down that road.
Oh, I will, Siegfried. I will think
I
twice.
could try talking some sense into him. No, I think not. He's far too overheated.
That may sound like insanity,
I've
but
got to
you know
use
what?
my head and think.
The demons aren't monsters. The demons are in this universe are an entire civilization. They're the children of the Witch of Ezalith, and they have as much right to this world as anyone else. And a lot of them are reasonable. You can talk to them. They're not mega monsters.
No! You should have waited!
This one, however, actually is a mega monster. Ow. However,
Right by your side.
so Siegfried is going to tackle him, and we're going to go help as well. Because we're not going to let Siegfried get all the glory. Also, this is a fun fight. He's tough, but he's fun. No point using pyromancers against him. He's a fire demon. So, as you can see... Oh, we missed, goddammit. If you can get him from behind, he's not as tough as he looks. Oh! Oh, nice one! He's a beaut, isn't he, eh? What a fabulous creature. I love his tail. Ooh. Oh, let's back off a little bit. He's got us in his sights. Oh, he's coming after us. Hey, Siegfried, little help. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it's a big enough arena. It's not. He's not that tough, this guy. He looks tough. He's not, though. Oh my god! Gotcha! I think that's him done. There we go. And we got a fire gem for it. Cool. And look at Siegfried. He's having a sit down.
That was quite a performance.
Thank you.
But you mustn't get in over your head.
Quite
We
right.
Unkindled must put our duties first.
We
For the
unkindled.
moment, we've a toast to make.
Siegbrow! Yay!
My sword and our victory together.
I love
Long
him.
may the sun shine.
Oh, I love him. And I tell you what, my loves, I'm going to leave you with Siegfried here. And when we come back...
I'm going to have myself a little nap.
You do that,
The
Siegfried!
only thing to do, really, after a
You
night's
do that,
toast.
mate. Bye-bye, guys. He actually is going to nap, you know. Listen. I love him. Love him to bits. Bye-bye, guys.